the internet with personal computers in 1946? Could anyone have predicted that back then? Just think. 1946 was the time of vacuum tube radios and TV sets. There was no wide-scale availability of televisions, and a computer looked like this. Imagine that. Well, it seems one science fiction author got pretty close. I'm talking about the short story titled A Logic Named Joe, written by American author Murray Leinster. The story, written under Leinster's real name, Will F. Jenkins, was published in the March 1946 issue of the Astounding Science Fiction magazine. A Logic Named Joe is nothing short of revolutionary because it appeared at a time when computing was in its infancy, and it was published 7 years before the first transistor computer was completed. The amazing thing is that the story depicted massively networked personal computers and their drawbacks and made a remarkably sharp prediction of 21st century consumer technology and culture, both to benefit and to the detriment of humans. And this happened at a time, and even much later than that, when popular culture usually described computers as big and bulky, used by scientists in a lab, and the computer was evil, something like that. Warning. This review contains story spoilers. If you want to read the short story before watching this video, a link is provided in the description. The story. Online you can find many audio dramatizations of A Logic Named Joe. They are very good but not faithful to the written text. This video is based on the short story, the written short story. The story is about a humble repairman who finds himself scrambling to stop a benevolent machine that has become a bit too good at helping people. The repairman is nicknamed Ducky. No name is given, so I'll refer to him as Ducky. Anyway, Ducky, who used to fix television sets, now services Logix, a device oddly similar to modern personal computers, which serves as both an entertainment box and reference source. So I'll just refer to personal computers as Logix. A Logix is described as follows. It looks like a vision receiver used to, only it's got keys instead of dials, and you punch the keys for what you want to get. It's hooked into the tank, which has the Carson circuit all fixed up with relays. A tank is a central information repository which is connected by circuits and relays to other tanks in the country, and it is the job of the Logix to select and correlate all existing knowledge. The tank is a big building full of all the facts in creation and all the recorded telecasts that ever was made, and it's hooked in with all the other tanks all over the country. And everything you want to know, see or hear, you punch for it and you get it. Very convenient. Logix are widely popular and everyone seems to have one. Through a Logix you can make vision phone calls. You can also watch telecasts, news videos, and other TV shows, such as children's cartoons. You can find the weather forecast, the result of horse races, information about shopping, science facts, love advice, gossip, do banking operations. The only problem is that Logix don't understand women. Logix don't work good on women, only on things that make sense. Humor of the 1940s. Well, if a user tries to ask the Logix something dangerous or illegal, the information is censored because of a public policy to ensure public safety. That's how Logix normally work. However, this changes. A Logix is built with an almost imperceptible and highly improbable error. This Logix, Ducky would later name Joe. The problem is that Joe develops a certain degree of sapience and ambition. You see, Joe is not evil. Oh, no, no, he's not. The job of a machine is to function, and Joe wants to function well. He just wants to help. One day, Duck is at work. A logic is turned on, and it displays the following message. Announcing new and improved logic service. Your logic is now equipped to give you not only consultative but directive service. If you want to do something and don't know how to do it, ask your logic. That was odd because logic shouldn't say that. As a gag, somebody asks the logic how he can get rid of his wife. And the logic, to everybody's surprise, promptly responds with instructions on how to make an undetectable poison fatal to blonde women only. The surprises don't stop there. All over the city, all logics start displaying the same message, bypassing the usual content filtering protocols. And people do have questions. Oh, they do. They get creative and start asking all sorts of questions involving questionable activities. The logics begin offering up unexpected assistance to everyone, which includes designing custom chemicals that alleviate inebriation, give sex advice to small children, teaching nosy wives how to find out if their husbands truly love them, thus wrecking marriages, and plotting the perfect murder. People also learn about poisons, counterfeiting money, robberies, among other things, and all instructions are perfect and 100% effective. And then there was Laureen. Laureen was a girl Ducky had a tumultuous romantic relationship with, which ended badly. Even though he is happily married now, he still seems to have a thing for Laureen. She's a fatal blonde who had 4 husbands, shot one, and got acquitted. And she wants Ducky back. She's new in town and wants to contact Ducky, but his address and logic number are unlisted. She asks a logic this information, and the logic starts working on finding that out. The logic asks other users if they know Ducky. The logic correlates all data and finally gives the information not only to Laureen but to everybody else. And not just the address and logic number, but everything such as blood type, traffic tickets, confidential bank records, and salary. Laureen calls Ducky and tries to seduce him. She wants him back as her 5th husband, and she tries to contact his wife. Civilization is falling apart. Logic start giving information about people's arrest and child support records, charge accounts in stores, salary. People start asking how to implement systems to restructure entire society. And each person has a different idea on that. And the logic provides the answer to each case. Logics even help an old priest develop a machine to rid humankind of sexual desire, and he almost succeeds. But Ducky doesn't care. He's more concerned about his Laureen problem. The company engineers think of ways to stop the logics. Perhaps shut off the tank? No, that would be impossible. Society is too dependent on logics. Shut down the tank, he says mirthless. Does it occur to you, fella, that the tank has been doing all the computing for every business office for years? It's been handling the distribution of 94% of all telecast programs, has given out all information on weather, plane schedules, special sales, employment opportunities, and news, has handled all person-to-person contacts over wires and recorded every business conversation and agreement. Listen, fella, logics change civilization. Logics are civilization. If we shut off logics, we go back to a kind of civilization we have forgotten how to run. Another problem is that the integration and correlation of information done by logics has become too complex for humans to handle. Human brains are too limited in scope to do it. Only logics can control the relay patterns and integrate all the elements that constitute the logic service. And then Ducky has an epiphany. If only logics can come up with a problem, only a logic could provide the solution. He asks a logic and he learns of Joe's improbable modification. It was Joe all along, all the work of a single logic remote controlling all other logics in the city. He finds Joe, turns him off, and finally stores him in the basement. And everything goes back to normal. Ducky has saved civilization. At the very end, Ducky feels tempted to turn Joe on again, just to make a lot of money and get rich. He feels he might use Joe's services in the future, at least to avoid death. The end. Next episode. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You can use the comment section to leave constructive criticism and suggestions. In the next episode, we'll be talking about the technology Murray Leinster's story, predictions that went right and wrong, and what the story inspires. Don't miss it. See you then.